everyone, my name is Neomustic. I'm sorry that it took so long for this video, but I had a couple problems after cleaning my room, blah blah blah. I explained this in a previous video as well. Here is what we're going to do in this video. We're going to make a guy able to rotate, well, we're going to give him an armature that's going to work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to object mode. I'm going to delete my armature, and as you can see, I also made a new character because my previous character I kinda lost. So yeah, a new character. I'm not going to import this one into Unity just yet. I'm going to make the armature. In the next video we're going to make a couple animations, and then we'll be importing this into Unity, and I will explain how to get the how to get everything set up to use in your game. Sometimes it will seem like I'm doing something else, like I'm going to Google, to the internet, but I'm also working while I'm doing this tutorial. I'm actually multitasking at the moment. So what we're going to be using for this tutorial is Rigify. And to make sure that Rigify is on, go to File, User Preferences, go to Add-ons, and type in Rig. You can see in my case, Rigify, it's on right here, it's applied. You can install the file if you didn't do that yet, and that should be it. So what I'm going to do now is Shift A, Armature, and the human matter rig. There's also, let me slide this one aside so you can see it, Shift A. There's also the Pitchy Poi matter rig, and as you can see, this one is a little bit more detailed. With a little bit, I mean a little bit a lot. This is basically for, well, very highly defined characters that you want to get talking and everything else, facial expressions. As you can see, there's a lot of bones to the face. That's a really highly defined rig. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this one. So what we're going to do with this character is basically we're going to make this Rigify, this skeleton, I'm going to make it as tall as my character. Now I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to make sure that I'm scaling on my 3D cursor. I'm going to scale it down. Now the problem that I have is I can't see anything here. So I'm going to go to my armature, I'm going to tap on X-ray, and now I can see a lot more. I'm going to scale it to what I think is fine. Okay. And we're going to stay in edit mode for a second. I'm going to go to options, X-axis mirror, then I'm going to go back to tools. Now I'm going to start by deleting a couple bones. I will do a complete Rigify with IK rigging and for the hands and stuff, but that's not for this tutorial. I guess you guys, with the speed that I'm doing tutorials lately, I think you guys will like to have it all set up first, so you have a basic rig, so you guys know what you can do with this rig and so on and so forth. So I'm going to delete all the fingers because I'm not going to use the fingers. I'm just going to do the hand as one piece. You can do the fingers because it's basically the same setup, but for this tutorial purpose, I'm not going to do that. I'm also going to delete these two bones. There we go, because I don't need them, and that should be good. So we got our entire character set up. We're going to start, well, we got our Rigify set up. We're going to start by doing the legs. But first, I'm going to, well, for starting with this, I'm going to select this little dot. I'm going to do Shift S, cursor to select it. And I'm going to select these bones, because these things are called bones. And I'm going to rotate them out. As you can see, I'm just rotating to make them look like they're in one line. This is the easiest way to do it, at least to my opinion. I'm going to take this dot again and these two, and I'm going to drag them a little bit forward so that this bone is in the middle of my leg. Now the next step is going down here to these bones. I'm going to drag this one up to the ankle, this one to the toe, and this one to the ball, where your toes start, that little part of the foot. I'm sorry, my English is so bad I don't even know what these words are. Okay, so the next step, I'm going to take these ones, grab X, whoops, grab Y. I'm going to slide them forward so my shoulder is in the middle of my shoulder. I think I have to grab X, put it a little bit more like this, okay? And now it's basically just doing the same. Shift S, selected, cursor to selection. I'm going to select these bones and I'm going to rotate again in both directions. There we go. Shift S, cursor to selected, selecting these bones, rotate back up, and I see that I rotated too far, so I need to rotate a little bit back, and that's in the middle of my arm. Z, a little bit more, okay. Shift S, cursor to selected. Now I'm going to rotate these two again. As you can see, my hand is not coming far enough. Also, my elbow isn't good either. I want to have my elbow more to the back side, to the middle point in the back, like that. This one, I'm going to go to medium point, I'm going to drag it down. That's kinda in the middle, but I want to have it more like over here. And this one is for the fingers, well, basically the hand on its own. I'm going to drag this one a little bit more like that. Here. And that's fine. Now the head, that's the last piece, the last part. I'm going to take these two, drag them forward, like so. This one I'm going to drag down. Same with this one, I'm going to drag it a little bit down. So that's going to be the thing for our head. I'm going to drag this one forward and down as well. I thought that this was one huge thing, but it isn't. So, okay. So I got my character set up. Also, I don't like this one. It's way too high. Way too low. Okay, like this. So we got our little character done. Did I check my knees? No, I did not. I want my knees to be, I want this knee to be right at where my knee junction point is, which is down there. Okay, so now our character is done. I'm going to do cursor back to center. The next thing that we need to do is, when we are happy with the way our character looks, is go back to object mode by pressing tab or down here. Going to object mode, selecting the character, then selecting with shift press down. So first select the character, shift and select the armature. And now it's Control P. If you type in Control P and you did it right the way I said it, you see set parent to object, object keep transform, armature deform, bone, and bone relative. We're going to put this one on armature deform with automatic weights. There we go. Nothing should have happened now, but if we select our armature and we go to pose mode, you can see that our armature and our object are on the same layer. I do have a little problem with my backpack, but I don't really care about that. If I go to back view, you can see I had a little problem and I need to fix this just a tiny little bit. Now how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go basically first check there's nothing wrong here. I'm going to go down here to this bone and I'm going to look at this part. So I'm going to select the character where it says object mode. I'm going to go to weight paint, and as you can see he's painting in I've got a lot of color here. So I'm going to go to subtract. I'm going to delete all this color. So it's only my shoulder that's going to get affected by the arm. Oh. So it's only the shoulder and the arm that are going to be affected by the armature. So a little bit more like this. Make sure that I don't get any junk there, and this one. Now if I move my arm by pressing R, you can see it looks a little bit worse even. I can fix that. I can just tap on all of this and now it's just that little piece. So I'm going to tap off all of that as well. At least make it a little bit lighter. Come on, make it lighter. Like this. Now luckily my arm, I don't do this too much. What's going on here? Be a nice suit thingy. Stay there. Okay. Still this little knob. Alt rotate. There we go. And now we definitely need to do the same thing on the other side. Let's do it on this side as well. For those who are wondering, yes, it's Sunday and yes, I'm working on a daytime job. How many people do that? Work on Sunday on their daytime job, on their weekly job? But hey, if you work on Sunday, you get paid more. If you get paid more, you can do more in life. So I'm not complaining whatsoever. Okay, so I almost cleaned it up. Almost. There, that's a lot cleaner. Now back, Alt rotate. There we go. So our character is basically finished. And this is basically all we needed to do. The arm, it looks fine. This arm, it kinda looks fine. No, it doesn't. Oh, weight paint. God damn it. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry for the strange noises that I make. Okay, Alt rotate, there we go. So now everything is fine. Cursor to center. And I'm going to save this, and in the next video we're going to do our first animation. Yes, I know that this is a very basic, an extremely basic way of doing the rigify. But in one of the future videos I will make a complete IK rigging setup which you guys can use, and with the IK it's going to be a lot easier for running and stuff because it's basically one bone, you move it and your leg moves like a real leg would move. So that's something that I'm going to do in one of the future videos. In the next one I'm going to do some basic animations the hard way. And if you guys learn it the hard way, then it's going to be so much more fun to do it the easy way. You'll just have one skeleton set up, and that's basically going to be all what you'll be using for the rest of your, well, armature making days. So I'm going to go to File, to save this as my character. I'm going to save it again, and that's going to be the video. So save. I hope this this was an informative video. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you do the fingers, I'm just not doing them on purpose, because those need so much more work. It's such a tedious process getting all the fingers done, and I didn't want to do that in this tutorial. That would make it way too long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me thumbs up if you did. Give me thumbs down if you did not, and I will see you in the next one, where we'll be doing the animations. Bye everyone.